welcome back to One Hot Bite. Melissa here, where healthy doesn't have to be boring, but this is a wonderful rhubarb cobbler. Was my original plan for this. I did throw in a couple strawberries just to bring in a little bit more sweetness and a little more depth and flavor. So you'll see how I did throw in some strawberries in this as well. I think cobblers are so fun this time of year throughout the summer and fall. You can harvest from your garden any kind of fruits and veggies you have or anything that's in season. So you can keep this actually pretty cheap as well if you choose in season fruits for this. And this rhubarb did come out of my garden. The strawberries did not. You can have it together in probably 25 to 30 minutes. It bakes in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and that's the longest part. Throwing this together is very simple. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for taking your time to watch my videos. I hope you try my recipes because they're really a lot of fun, and I try and make them easy for you. If you ever have any questions or comments or concerns about anything, just let me know down below and we can go over that. But this is a wonderful cobbler. It's not super high in calories. What we're gonna make today is 9 servings. A serving is about 218 calories, which isn't bad when you think about you're having this delicious dessert. But I want to thank you to all my subscribers and those of you that haven't subscribed and you're checking this out. I hope you find something you love, and I hope you love this recipe. And if you do, please subscribe down below and smash that like button. And let's get cooking. I am going to prepare this cobbler in a cast iron. You definitely don't need to do it in a cast iron, but I did today. We're going to start with our fruit mixture. So we have some sugar, some cornstarch, a little water, and we're going to add our fruit. So I have chopped up rhubarb, and like I said, I added some strawberries into this. And we're going to do this just over medium-high heat, get it all mixed together. And as soon as you see the juices start to come out and the sugar start to get mixed in, we are now going to add some diced up butter and a little bit of cinnamon. As soon as I have this added, I'm going to mix it all together and quickly pull it from the heat and set it aside. The great idea about doing this in a cast iron too is I can leave it in one pan. Otherwise you would transfer this to a baking dish at this point. Now we're going to make our dough part of the cobbler. So we have a little flour, salt, baking soda. We're going to kind of whisk this together or mix it together. These are our dry ingredients. We're going to add some chilled butter to this as well, and I'm going to use my pastry cutter. You can also do this in a food processor, and we just want it to that fine breadcrumb texture. So as soon as we get all this mixed together, we're going to mix our wet ingredients as well. You can see how this turns into just a very nice typical dough. We haven't added any sugar to this, so it doesn't have a lot of sweet to it at all, and that's where the fruit's going to come into play here. So now we're going to mix our wet ingredients. So I have a little bit of low-fat milk and 1 egg. We're going to mix those together and just get beaten nicely before we add it to our dry mixture. As soon as we get it in our dry mixture, I'm just going to use my fork, and we just want to get it to the point where everything is nice and moist. We don't want to over mix this. It's kind of almost like a biscuit type texture that it's going to have to it. When we have it all incorporated and our dough is all moist, we're now going to just top that on top of our fruit. So I pulled that from the heat a while ago, and now I'm just going to put these into dollops, into spoonful lumps right on top of our fruit mixture. As soon as we have all of our dough incorporated on top of here, we're going to sprinkle this with a little bit of sugar just to add that little crispy crust on top of our cobbler. It browns up, it looks so pretty, and it does add that little sweet element on top. It's going to go in the oven for 400 degrees for about 20 minutes until it's all bubbly and yummy. And I'm just going to scoop one of these out. And the dogs, of course, are going to get a little taste test. Well, I know we made one delicious hot bite here. This is still steaming out of the oven. Again, I'm just gonna sample it without anything. You can top this with whipped cream. You can put your favorite ice cream on top. Go ahead and give this a taste. It's really neat because the crumble on top, or the cobbler stuff on top, is very, very flaky. And you're gonna see how this is just really flaky, really moist. It's really yummy. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Try not to get too big of a bite. That is really good. The cobbler is very flaky. That breading is really flaky. Has just a tiny bit of sweet from that sugar we put on top, but it's not like overly sweet like a piece of cake. The berries have that tart from the rhubarb, but it's actually really delicious. And the strawberries kind of come in and add that other sweet kick to the end of this. This is an incredible bite. I sure hope you give this a try. Let me know if you do. We're nearing the end of summer, so let's squeeze as much summer out that we can with these delicious cobblers and fruity dishes and things like that. I'm gonna come at you next week and we're gonna make Tuscan lemon muffins. We're baking again. It's 100 degrees, but whatever, let's just keep going for it. But I love you guys. I'll see you next week.